Hello again, and welcome back to Illegally Cited. This is Jesse here, and I'm back for kind of another update video, but I, believe it or not, have a lot of other things to talk about, and with a really cool announcement at the end of the video, but I want to cover a few things first, so let's just dive right into it here. What we have on the screen right now is I wanted to bring your guys' attention to an IndiGoGo campaign that is currently going on right now. And if you have followed me on the channel for a while, you know that I have played and covered, and Riley has played and covered when she was up here, Sequence Storm, a totally blind, accessible rhythm racing game. And man, Daniel, he just keeps adding new stuff all the time to the game, gameplay, track editors. I mean, it keeps improving accessibility. I mean, the guy's a machine. He just keeps on going, and he is wants to do an expansion pack, and also one that adds basically more accessibility features to Olokun, or I don't know how you say it, Olokun Drive. I have
Olokun
NVDA up
Dive.
here.
Olokun Dive. New
Olokun
expansion.
Dive.
More accessibility.
And it's, like I said, it's really cool. He's wanting to add new accessibility modes. I mean, I'm just going to show you here. I'm just going to hover over some text here.
Help develop a new expansion for Sequence
Help
Storm.
develop a new expansion.
Hello. My name is Daniel Lemon and I'm the solo developer of the rhythm action PC game Sequence Storm. I want to build a new expansion for Sequence Storm, and also extend the accessibility features.
Boom.
My ultimate number 11Y goal is to support players that use pointing devices or eye tracking.
Pointing devices and eye tracking. We have mostly blind and low vision support. We have all kinds of other accessibility, mobility, hearing accessibility options, wanting to add pointer and eye gaze, and down below here, I'll just show you some of the headings here.
Accessibility stretch goal, a new pointer-based game mode,
A new
$3,000.
pointer-based game mode.
Stretch goal, native eye gaze accessibility, $3,500. Blind accessible track editor.
Blind accessible track editor. So right now you can do some of the editor stuff. Apparently, I have not really looked into the editing of it myself yet. I still have much of the game to get through, and I really need to get back into playing some more Sequence Storm. I was kind of letting that be Riley's thing when she was up here because, again, you know, something that she could have played, you know, that was kind of her thing. Like, I want to be like, no, you get as far as you can. You enjoy this thing. But I do want to get back into it again. And yeah, he wants to make the actual track editor more blind accessible. So that is really, really cool. On top of adding just new content to the game, like an expansion. So I'll put a link to this IndiGoGo page in the description down below.
Exit NVD.
If you can just totally support this developer, please financially support this developer. Yes, it helps to retweet things and it helps to share. But, you know, again, we're the blind community. We got to put our money where our mouths are, you know. It's like, oh, we want more accessible games. We want, you know, we want more accessibility. And this guy has proven time and time again, you know, that he's definitely committed to it. And even though I'm rather terrible at the game so far, I still love it. And it's still cool to see how the game keeps going. So definitely, if you can, show some support to my man, and let's get this expansion funded. I just put in my submission right before recording this video. I don't know why it still says fund. I don't know why it says back it still. I did support it on IndiGoGo, so I have done my financial part and am looking forward to it. But I wanted to bring that to your guys' attention. Support that if you can. So yeah, Sequence Storm expansion. Very cool. Even more content to come. You know, quick channel update. You know, I've got a lot of things going on. I've got, we covered the latest Nintendo Direct yesterday. Or no, that was it Wednesday? Hell, I don't even remember what day it is today. I know it's Friday. Yeah, it must have been Wednesday. God, that was 2 days ago. What happened to yesterday? But yeah, they had their first big Nintendo Direct. I talked a little bit about that before and after, but we kind of did a impromptu stream the other day and took a look at some of the games that Nintendo announced. Not a whole bunch of huge hitters, in my opinion, like personally, but there are some games that I'm interested in. Like I said, the Mario Golf, I'm not into golf games and golf in general, but the Mario Golf games, I mean, I played the crap out of the N64 one in the dorm with some friends, and it's kind of just a nice, relaxing game, so I might check that out at some point. Mario Golf, and then we have the Zelda Skyward Sword remaster that is coming to the Switch, and I never really got much into it when it was on the Wii. I bought it, I started it, I got the Wii Motion Plus controller, but I just never really, I don't know, it just something didn't click with me. And I'm willing to definitely give it a shot again. It's one of those Zelda games that I just never got around to finishing. One of the few that I haven't finished. So might check that out as well. I did look into a little bit more what this Ninja Gaiden collection is, and apparently it's coming to other consoles as well. I forgot to look if it's coming to PC as well. But this Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1 and 2 are they're basically like remasters. You had Ninja Gaiden on the Xbox, and then you had Ninja Gaiden Black, which was like a remix version of Ninja Gaiden as it was. And then Sigma came out to the PS3 at the time. I don't really know what's all involved and what they changed, other than maybe improving some graphics and stuff. They probably made some gameplay changes and stuff. I'm not entirely sure, but so you've got Ninja Gaiden Sigma 1 and 2, and then Ninja Gaiden 3. Never played 3. I heard it didn't get super great ratings, reviews, but I'm mildly interested in that. But I don't know, having a portable version of Ninja Gaiden 1 and 2, assuming I'm patient enough to deal with the game's difficulty in my old age, I don't know, it might be something I would look into as well. So, some cool stuff coming out there. I won't talk a whole lot more about Nintendo because, like I said, go watch the stream archive if you did miss it. Some pretty cool stuff in there. If you like RPGs, there's going to be a lot you're looking forward to on the Switch as well. And BlizzCon is going on right now over this weekend. Usually they have it in the fall, but they delayed it because of COVID and all kinds of other stuff. So they just had their kind of keynote, which I didn't watch because I'm not super into Blizzard games like World of Warcraft. Don't care. I've never even played it. I played a little bit of Diablo back in the day. Diablo 1 and 2. I have 3, but I haven't actually gotten around to playing it yet. That is one of the things that is on my immense pile of shame. But yeah, Diablo 2 is getting a remaster that is coming out later this year. Of course, there's going to be like a, there's there's Diablo 4 that is coming not this year, but sometime in the future. There's all kinds of Warcraft stuff going on, which I didn't pay too much attention to. But the most exciting thing to me, and we'll just watch the trailer because it's kind of cool. And I've talked about this game on the channel. I think I even showed like yeah, I know I did. I did a video on the sort of remake or the stripped down version that they did in the Blizzard launcher in BattleNet. But there's an arcade collection. So let's check this trailer out really quick. I love this.
The stage is set. The green flag drops. Let the carnage begin.
Yeah, rock and roll racing. Blizzard Arcade Collection. 3 games you get. So look at you get The Lost Vikings, which is kind of an action, or it's like a puzzle platformer. I've played very briefly back in the day. Rock and Roll Racing, hell yeah, I'm there. And then you have Blackthorn, which I have not actually played and don't know a whole lot about it. I've heard of it. I don't really know, again, much about what it is. But hey, if it's part of the collection, I'll take it. I'll try it. But Rock and Roll Racing, to me, that's worth price of admission alone.
What a collection!
And you're getting classic versions and some sort of like ultimate like remixed or like updated versions, kind of like your definitive versions. And it's got a lot of your old school features, you know, like rewind and like color, like, you know, the display filters and like see right here. So it's got all the like rewind, save, watch, and then like filters. So a lot of what your emulation collections do. But yeah, I mean, and it's coming to multiple platforms, including the Switch. Oh, Highway Star, it's so good. I love the song in general, but these were really cool MIDI versions of that. Rock and Roll Racing, bringing it back. It came to the Game Boy Advance back in the day, too. I picked that up back in the day. But yeah, coming to modern platforms, PC, PS4, Switch, Xbox One. So it's current gen even, or last gen, whatever you want to call it. So there you go, guys. Blizzard Arcade Collection. That's pretty rad. That was just announced. I just saw that trailer probably a few minutes before starting this video, so pretty stoked about that. Not quite sure when it's coming out, but I'm assuming this year, and I will definitely be playing the hell out of that. So, excellent. I don't know when I'm going to do a channel update next month since I'm doing another one now, but I figured there's a couple gaming events, a couple of Blizzard things going on with a lot of people are into Diablo. And I am curious to see if they're going to add any accessibility, because I know on console anyway, where you have controller support, some blind players are playing Diablo 3. So I hope that Blizzard has taken that into consideration. And I hope that they are adding at least some sort of extra accessibility. I would love to hear that they're adding some sort of text to speech for menus and inventory. God, that alone would just be, oh my God. I would even definitely try to play some Diablo 2 if they did that. But on consoles where you had direct analog control of your character, blind players would play it. And as far as I know, I don't know if controller support ever did get added into Diablo 3 for PC, but I know for the longest time it didn't, which did not make it playable by the blind, so you had to use the mouse. But yeah, I mean, since you have these blind console players, and I gotta imagine Blizzard knows about it, I'm hoping that they take that into account. And I mean, it may not be perfect, but if they can add extra audio cues for certain things like running into walls, maybe add some text to speech for menus and inventory and all that, because you got all this loot and everything that you're getting. So I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to be, I'm not going to get my hopes up. I'm not going to hold my breath, but it would be cool if they acknowledged that and did put forth some effort for some accessibility. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so Nintendo, Blizzard, a lot of stuff going on. And I didn't even realize, but I have to register, and I'm going to do that here probably after recording this video while I'm uploading it. Apparently, GA-Conf is happening in April again, and they already have some speakers lined up, and I'm going to find out exactly when that is, and I'm going to register for it, and I'm going to definitely attend that, because I'm sure it'll be online again. And like I said, that is Game Accessibility Conference. GA-Conf is one of my favorite things that I look forward to now every year, especially if I can't go in person. Now that they've kind of gotten things down, they've streamed the last couple. They did the European version a couple years ago, and then they did last year. They did the U.S. Game Accessibility Conference. Streamed that. I attended that for those, what was it, 2 days, 3 days? I think it was, 2 days. So, yeah, I'm absolutely blocking off whatever those days are, taking work off, whatever. I'm absolutely attending that because I love the sessions. I love seeing what developers and just people in the community, I love seeing what those types of things, what kind of content they're having, because ever since I've gotten to go in person or virtually, it's been a blast. So looking forward to that coming up. Still not quite sure about CSUN. I got to probably talk to my supervisor about that and see what the spiel is. See if I might be checking that out at some point here soon. And like I said, if you are new to the channel, videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Mondays are streams, and Wednesday, Saturday. Did I say Friday? Monday, Wednesday, and Saturdays. Wednesday and Saturday are pretty much everything else. So now we get into the last bit of this video, which is why I really wanted to do it to begin with. So I've been kind of teasing, I know on Twitter I said, God, there's something I'd love to tell you what I've been working on. And I can finally tell you guys, I can finally make a little bit of an announcement for you here. Yeah, I finally am a proud owner of a PS5, a PlayStation 5. And no, unfortunately, I could not figure out how to get one. The whole scalpers thing, everyone swooping in and grabbing them for, instead of actual gamers wanting them. No, I didn't actually get it that way. Instead, I actually got invited to be part of a market research product on game accessibility. Can't really say much more else than that. I can't really name the company or anything like that, but it was a couple week study just to go through and look at the accessibility features of the PS5 and how well it worked and didn't work and that kind of a thing. So as part of that work, thank you to the people who put on this project. Thank you to them. I was allowed to keep the PS5 that they had sent me. So I do now own a PS5. It is mine, and we can start to publicly look at it and the games on the channel. So that's really, I can't go into much more detail about what I did for it. But now that I can at least say that I have it and that we can, that I can cover it, now I can try to do some videos on that. So I'm hoping this weekend, I will be able to record a couple of videos. There's a few things that I want to cover. And next week, I'm hoping to have maybe a couple bonus videos here and there. Haven't decided exactly when or how I want to release them, but assuming I can get them recorded, I want to just do like kind of a overall hardware review, physical look at the system. And then I want to do a kind of look at the dashboard and overall interface on it. So that'll be a separate video. I did already set up the PlayStation Remote Play to my PC, so I can capture footage of it easily, just like I did for the Last of Us 2 stream that I did last year. So hopefully I will be able to capture that and show you the dashboard and interface, because unlike the PS4, the PS5 actually has a pretty good screen reader built in. It doesn't just read surface level menus, it actually reads pretty much everything. Which is a huge improvement, which is one of the reasons I was actually even considering trying to buy a PlayStation 5 before I happened into this opportunity. So, yeah, it's been a really cool couple of weeks. I haven't really been doing much streaming because I've been busy with that and some other stuff. So, just working on a bunch of stuff for that. It's, I'll talk about it more in the review, but I mean, the first impression, they weren't lying. This sucker is big. It is big and it is heavy, man. That is one hell of a club, man. Yeah, it's definitely got some heft to it. It is definitely a beefy console. But the coolest part of the PlayStation 5 is definitely the controller. The controller is it's more comfortable because it's not that kind of squished regular DualShock form factor. It has the longer handles, more like an Xbox controller or Switch Pro controller, that kind of a thing. So it's much more comfortable to hold, but there are so many features packed into the PlayStation 5 controller, like the haptic feedback. I mean, I could talk about that alone forever. The haptic feedback, and I'm really curious to see what companies are going to do with it. It's got a built-in microphone and a speaker for voice chat and other in-game audio things, so that's pretty cool. It's got a touchpad just like the PS4 controller has. It's got gyroscopes. You can do the motion control stuff, the tilting and everything. And the PlayStation 5 actually comes with a pack-in game. It comes with a game called Astro's Playroom already installed onto the system. And once you get through the initial setup, it asks you if you want to play this, and we'll show you off some, new features of the system. And I gotta say, Astro's Playroom is just delightful in multiple ways. Like, it shows off the controller so well, everything that it can do. The microphone, the tilt, the vibration, and I'll go more into that later, but it is just so damn cool. You have all that stuff. And then it's kind of like a love letter to Sony fans or PlayStation fans, because all the levels, the areas that you go through in the game, they're different themed. You got like a beach, you got a forest, you've got kind of a spacey thing, you've got these four different environments, but they all also tie into like different eras of the PlayStation 1 through 4, and you collect different artifacts where, like, you collect the different versions of the PlayStation or the Vita or the controller, the motion controllers, the weird memory cards, and like it's a really neat thing, but it's not like shoving the brand in your face. It's actually it's extremely well done. And I played through it in a couple days, a day or two, and like I said, it's just a really neat game. I still have to go back and get a lot of the collectibles, some of the puzzle pieces, and some of the artifacts and things. But yeah, Astro's Playroom, just because it's a pack-in, don't discount it, because it's really good. Like, I haven't had that much fun with a platformer since Mario Odyssey, and it's right up there. I mean, it feels and plays well. It plays good. It's not just like a gimmick of like, hey, here's a demo. It's actually really cool. So, um, there's the console, the controller, and I did end up getting the full PlayStation 5. I did not get the digital edition, which is probably the one I was originally going to look at because it was a little cheaper. And I thought, well, I'll get all my games digitally anyway, and I have other things to play Blu-rays. But no, they were cool, and I mean, I even got the regular PS5, so it does have a Blu-ray player. I have used it, and it works. The screen reader works with it. The Blu-ray menus or DVD menus that you look at, they may not be accessible, but like, you can bring up the little virtual remote and do all kinds of things with it. And I watched a movie with it and poked around a few of the special features. The classic 1987 RoboCop, because it's a great action movie. And yeah, so there's the console, the controller, and then once they told me that I was probably going to be able to keep it. Oh, I should also mention the controller has a headphone jack, so you can plug in your standard whatever headphones you have, and then you can hear everything through that instead of the TV. And it does support 3D audio, which you do definitely notice, especially in some games. I did pick up Spider-Man Miles Morales, and that is I did the Ultimate Collection because they had some extra accessibility features that they didn't have in the PS4 version of Spider-Man. And if you got the Ultimate Edition of Miles Morales, you got, of course, Miles Morales, but then you got the kind of remaster of the PlayStation 4 game for the PlayStation 5. And that remaster has some of those same accessibility features that were added in Miles Morales. So, having not gotten too far into the original, I thought, well, this is a better way to play it. And yeah, the story in Miles Morales is, I played through the story. There's tons of side content that you can play through, which I haven't done yet. But it's really good. I enjoyed it. It's really cinematic. And some of the core features of the PlayStation 5 that I can hopefully demonstrate to you in the dashboard video can really help in open world games like that. So I picked that up. I picked up Godfall because I have it for the PC, but my current rig just, it kind of makes my current system cry. It runs it at a really low resolution, and it doesn't run great at all. And I liked what I saw and played of the game, so I picked it up on the PS5, and boy is it shiny. It is shiny. It looks really good, and I'm a couple levels into it now. And yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are giving it some hate. They're not really reviewing it super well, but I'm enjoying it so far. I like a good melee action game, so they call it a looter slasher instead of a looter shooter. So I picked that up. And then I wanted something, I wanted a wireless headset because I tried Bluetooth, and for whatever reason Sony is not supporting Bluetooth headsets right now. I think due to the 3D technology and the potential latency that Bluetooth has, they don't want that to be a thing. So Sony does have their, I forget what is it called? Pulse 3D headset, I think it's called. So I had a little bit of extra gift card money on Amazon. I thought, you know what? Let's go all in. Let's try this out. Picked up that headset, and it works quite well. I haven't really used it for social, like talking or voice chat or anything like that, but I've played, I've used it with Astro's Playroom and Godfall and Spider-Man, and it works great. I mean, there's no latency, there's no anything like that. What it does, it must use like radio waves or something, because it's just, you plug a little USB dongle into the PS5, and then it just connects. You don't have to pair anything. You just turn it on, and it finds the dongle if it's plugged in, and you're good to go. So, like I said, I think I have 3 potential videos that I want to do in the next week or so. I want to cover the system and the controller. I want to cover the dashboard, and then I want to cover. I want to do a review of the headset, and then after that we can try to maybe do some spotlights for some of the games, especially things like Astro's Playroom. The one thing that I have not tried under the remote play feature is I'm hoping, I'm gonna have to test this before recording the video. I hope that, like, when you have to connect the DualSense controller to your PC directly via wire. I'm hoping that I don't lose out on the haptic feedback if I play games that way. I hope it still translates, or it's like both the haptic feedback and some of the audio that you can get through some of the controller. Like in Astro, you'll hear some of the footsteps and things, or you'll hear other sound effects. So I hope you don't lose out on that when you're doing remote play, but I don't know for sure. It's something I'll have to test. So depending on how that is, I might either have to demo that in the first video where I show you guys the PlayStation 5 and the controller, and I can, when I talk about the controller, I can tell you guys, I can show you guys some of the coolness of said controller with Astro's Playroom. But we'll just see how that goes. That's one thing I haven't tried under remote play. So yeah, that is the big news. Like I said, I can't believe I lucked into like something like that, and it was a really fun thing I got to do. I mean, I'm hoping that it helped. I'm hoping that it helped out. Just doing the project that I did and working with accessibility. This is the kind of stuff that I love to do and want to do more of. So again, just thank you to everyone who helped make that possible. I'm speaking really broadly, but that's about what I'm allowed to do. So I'm cool with that. But yeah, so I'm hoping within the next week or so, I'm going to have some PlayStation 5 accessibility coverage for you guys. And tomorrow, I have a video of a game that I'm going to unlock for you guys that I think is really, really cool. Won't spoil it here right now, but I think this is just going to be a bonus video for Friday night. Way to kick off the weekend. Some cool game announcements. Some cool Nintendo and Blizzard game announcements. And the PS5 stuff. Heck yeah. Looking forward to doing all that. But yeah, the game I'm going to show you guys tomorrow, you'll just have to see. But it's... Well, I'll talk about it in tomorrow's video. But it's kind of unique again due to some of the circumstances around it. That's all I'm going to say. But yeah, it is cool. And I hope an official version of it can come out in the future due to what happened with the current version. So that's your hint. Anyway, I think that's about all for this particular update video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. You can follow me on Twitter at BGFH79, twitch.tv/illegally-cited, illegally-cited.com, and right here on YouTube. So like the video if you did, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hopefully we'll have some PS5 and a bunch more other stuff coming up here soon. So until next time, I'll chat with you guys later.